Okay, everybody, I think this is going to be the last video putting this lock and chase back together. Everything's working. I got the dark soft kit working. I got the tape deck working. I'm going to take it back out because I'm going to put on some different idler tires eventually and see if that helps read the tapes better. But everything's working. I got a fan. I've had this fan from Parts Express. AC fan, so I'm going to replace the noisy fan. This one probably CFM wise is still probably going to make a ton of noise, but hopefully it's quieter than the other one. Monitor work, Marquee stuff, and I think and control panel rebuild. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know how much I'm going to film, but we'll at least film stuff that's interesting, hopefully. Right, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take these off and de-rust them. And then treat them right there because there is a little bit of rust on there. You can't see it, but it's kind of annoying me. So I'm going to take off these hinges, de-rust those. I had actually already replaced these bulbs, the light socket bulbs. Let's see if I can get them out there. But I ordered some new ones. They're actually number 53s, so 14 volt bulbs. And this is a short little round bulb. I had some 14 volt bulbs. If I can actually get my finger in here. There we go. I put in, what are these? 18, oh boy. Not gonna be able to see that. 18132. 18132 bulbs, 18132A bulbs. These are 14 volts, but they're a little bit taller. They're basically the same wattage, I think, but I'm going to put some 53 replacements in for that. So just a little minor stuff. That's what it looks like with them in there, and as you can see, I didn't do it before. These seem to light it up better. It's like it's a little bit more dispersed, or maybe not as bright of a bulb. Yeah, so anyway, bulbs replaced. One thing, I just noticed something because I was taking stuff back out just to fix the fan and the monitor, and I realized over here it's laminate or vinyl. I don't know what this color is, if it's laminate or vinyl, and then over here it's just black. I just found that interesting. I'm going to show that. I think I will kind of lightly sand some of these stains out too, just to make it look pretty, but it really doesn't need it. So, alright, I'm going to try to get this out of here without removing too much. And I think I should be able to do it, but damn. Some of those nuts are kind of tough to get off. So I can't really get my fingers in on this one way down here. I got it, but I probably will lose the nut, so. Alright, so I have the fans. Yep, it needs to face the same way. It's not an exact, you can see where the outlet is, or the inlet, or whatever, the plug. interesting. It's kind of, but that's definitely the way it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's going to be hard to kind of get it in there like this. Alright, after screwing up my hand, trying to fit it in here from the back side and scraping it up on this thing. Actually, there's probably some of my flesh on the back of this board here. Oh man, kind of scraped my knuckles. I got smart and actually just took this out just a little bit right there, and then we can get this going. Let's see here if I need to hold it. Go. Just like that. Alright, and then the rest of them are pretty easy, and I can do that from the top side, but that one right there was a pain. Alright, and this, if you can see that, yeah, that kind of, you can kind of see it, but it definitely still fits up under here. Alright, so then let me screw these four back in from the underside, not too hard. I'll be right back. One more thing I have to do. I'm not going to film it. I've done this before in videos, but I'm just going to replace this plug that has the ground plug missing with this replacement here from Home Depot. That is the kind I get from Home Depot because it's a little bit smaller form factor. So I like these right here, and I'm not going to film that out. Right, where's my plug at? Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, my plug, I wired it up, you know, left is neutral, right is hot, you know, neutral silver, hot is gold, just like it is inside the plug. But when I look inside here, the neutral is actually what's getting fused, and I double checked the plug that I cut off, and it's definitely the same. I ohmed it out. Neutral's on the left, hot is on the right. Why they fused neutral, I think hot should be fused, and then both are wired to the switch right here, which has got that little weird, it's like a key switch. I don't have the key for it, but I think you can power off the whole machine with the key, so somebody can't, if they don't have the key, they can't turn the power on, or something like that. So that's like a double throw switch, so I believe, so you know, it's switching both hot and neutral. I don't know. I think they wired this up wrong from the factory. I'm going to leave it like it is, but I don't think that's right. I couldn't leave it like that, so I rewired it inside my little connector here because I didn't want to desolder that stuff. Kind of sucks because the right thing to do would be to wire it up correctly inside the game. But as you can see, my hot is now fused. And if I remove the fuse, if I can, I got nothing. Dang, there's no damn light in there. You can see that. No, nope, nothing. Damn, these fuses are whacked out. There we go. Now I should have connectivity. Moving the camera around like a jack. Alright, so I got that wired correctly. I don't know, I couldn't leave it like that. That's just wrong, and I don't know why it was done like that from the factory. So that's it. Put this board back in the game. Okay, I'm at the back of the cabinet. I put the board back in. One of the things you can do to test whether your cabinet's wired right is set your meter to AC. Now, I should have ground if I do continuity from this metal chassis to ground right here. There we go. And so we'll move to AC, and we'll come to our, oh man, lost my little, there, okay. Got 120 volts. So ground to hot is the same as ground to neutral, about 120 volts. And if I come to my neutral, which is on this side of the switch right here, I keep losing my little ground spot. We should have almost no voltage. So now we know it's wired correctly. I never tested it before. But let's go ahead and test our new fan as well. That's a lot quieter, I bet, from the front even. Still pretty noisy, but not too bad. And it spins up faster too. So fans replaced, and we fixed the AC wiring that we didn't even know was a problem. And put a ground plug on our plug. So now the cabinet's grounded, all the metal, to earth ground. Alright, I have this monitor on the bench, but it is I believe it's called a Kagi or K-A-G-I, I don't know. Bob Roberts has a link to it. I already disconnected the anode cup, if you can see here. And I just figured I really don't want to mess with it, but I do kind of want to de-rust this metal cover that's on the, damn if I can get it off, the flyback. But there's no manual for this, so I want to be careful on what the hell I'm doing. I think it's kind of like, if I remember right, does the 4600 have the screen on the neck board? I think it does. So I think this is the screen. This is the focus. Let's see if you can see here. Move this back a little bit. Down here is, you know, your horizontal vertical position, hold, vertical hold, brightness. There is in the middle here is a vertical size. Do I see a horizontal size? Horizontal size might just be with a width cap, I'm not sure. But it's never been capped or anything. Arcade Parts and Repair does have a cap kit for it. It's got a separate power board. So you can see the B plus is probably this B plus adjuster, I would assume, is this right here. But I have no idea where, you know, you got B plus 1 and 2 coming in here. I don't know where to test it at, or what it should even be. So that's kind of a problem. So I don't know. I might experiment. I might remove the boards and clean it up. It's definitely dusty. I'm definitely going to put it on the rejuvenator just to see what it's it looks like it already looks pretty good, so I don't want to screw with it too much, but I might reflow solder and stuff like that. Alright, as you can see, the flyback is something Rata, made in Japan. Something RATA. There's your focus. But it looks just like the one in a 4600. I saw somebody comment on that too. Kind of a pain in the butt to get it out of here. But I'm going to clean that up, put it in my deruster, and we'll take the rest of this crap off too. I did have to desolder just one wire, which was the focus wire right here from the neck board, which is not a big deal. It was like that. Alright, not too bad. I'll take this rest of this stuff off. Alright, I got everything off the monitor, and man, this is an oddball tube. 510T Tom David Bravo 22 universal adapter, video 1, 68 volts, and then we're gonna have to use our adapter here. So hopefully you can see this here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Like that. This is I think pin 1, 2, 3. So this is pin 3, this is pin 1. And let's see, our filament volts needs to go pin 6 and 7. F1 goes on pin 6. So there's F1. And we'll put that on pin 6. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6. And then F2, which is this gray one, goes on 7. And red K goes on 8. G goes on 12. GK, green, I mean. So that's 8. Let's see here. 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, and then blue goes on pin 3. And then G1 goes on pin 9. So that's, let's see here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay, and then pin 10 is G2. Pin 11's open, pin 12, yeah. And pin 13's open, right? Yes. Alright, so we got it all wired up, and now we're gonna hook up our CR7000. I know I've shown this 100 times, but I like video documenting it for myself. Turn all of the cutoffs to the counterclockwise. Filament volts, video 1, negative 68 volts, 6.3 heater voltage. That's almost always the case on arcade or TV monitors. Alright, so video 1, let's go to G1 short. We know we don't have any shorts, and the guns look pretty good. I'm just checking them. HK short, cutoff flow tracking. Ah, interesting. Nothing at negative 68. Let's go to our extended cutoff. Huh. That's interesting. Nothing all the way at negative 20. So maybe the guns aren't as good as I thought. You guys can see that, yeah. go back to -68, go to high emissions. Man, that is super interesting. I hope my book is right with the RGB stuff. I'm going to double check that on the neck board. I'm going to make sure R is going to 8 before I start messing with this tube. Yeah, that is correct. So let's go ahead and start with the reactivate. And I'm not going to film all these steps. Let me hit it, reactivate, low, normal. I'm going to restore the tube the best I can and come back. I'm an idiot. I forgot to plug the damn thing in. I was like not getting any current on my restore functions. Duh. Alright. Now let's check this thing. Oh my god. Can't believe I did that. So dumb. Alright. Alright, so let's go to our G1. We're good. HK. Cutoff low tracking. Yeah, there we go. I was like, dude, this tube should not be like acting crazy like that. Because it looked pretty decent to me. I'm just double checking it. Good low tracking. Oh, it's drifting a little bit. I think we're going to clean them anyway, or reactivate. They're good. I mean, there's not really much we need to do. I will reactivate each one and then just come back, but I think the tube is fine. All right, after a quick reactivate, we still look good. Get our cutoff low tracking. That's good. Emission's good. Emission tracking is good. Start flashing here in a second. Because it's not going to let it stay on for too long. And gun life is good. So this tube is good, and we're all set. Okay, while I'm waiting on cap kit to arrive for the monitor, I went ahead and used some goof off, cleaned up a lot of the sticky stuff that was on here. There was like tape, a lot of residue. Oh, you can't really see the reflection. And then some Novus 2, and then just some regular Windex. So looks pretty good. Clean the backside too, obviously not with goof off. You want to just not use anything that would remove the screen print there. But there we go. So I'm going to put the Marquee back in here in a second. I'm doing the bezel, and there, I don't know if you can see it, but there is, I don't know if it's just dirt or what. I'm going to use some goof off first on the outside of it, not the screen part, because it is, if I rub my hand on it, you can hear it. I mean, this is smooth. That's just got crap all over it. Yeah, normal goof off is working because normal Windex was not taking this stuff off. I mean, look at that right there. I don't know if is it just dust? I don't know what it is. But this one will probably need some Novus too. But yeah, it's all coming off now. It's getting real smooth now. Right to the plexi. You can hear the difference. Alright. I don't know if you can see it through the camera. See, you can kind of see there's some scratches. But overall, it's not bad. I mean, it's not perfect. Most bezels aren't. But it looks pretty good. Alright, on to the control panel. I'm going to take everything off the joystick. I'm going to, not film everything I'm doing. But I do want to show the joystick. All these switches are soldered to the wires, so I'm gonna have to be somewhat. I can't just like take off the. Gosh darn it! I can't talk. The harness. But if you can see here, I just find this so interesting. These connectors here, and how there's extra connectors wired for, I assume, other buttons and stuff, like each one of these. Oh, okay. I just figured that out. Instead of soldering the wires, look at these connectors here. How they're supposed to go like this, plug right into the spade connectors of the switch, like that. I just noticed that. So they are for extra buttons, and the black is on the top. I don't know why they didn't do it like that for these. Maybe they're not as reliable. I'm not sure, but that's 1, 2, 3 extra buttons. 1, 2, 3. And this thing's already wired. I showed that before, which is some type of potentiometer. I don't know any games that use it, but they were definitely thinking ahead when they designed this control panel on these first lock-in chases, with a big button and then up to 4 small buttons plus a potentiometer for something. And I don't know what that's for. So interesting. I'm not actually sure if there's any DECO games that had more than 2 buttons either, which is also interesting to me. And I'll take this joystick apart because I think most of them are 4-way, but usually you can replace the restrictor plate to get to 8-way. So I believe this is a 4-way joystick, and we'll see if I can actually get an 8-way restrictor plate to play certain games the right way. I don't know, I find this so interesting that they thought ahead, put extra holes in the control panel, up to 4, 5 buttons, plus a pot. Everything's pre-wired. There's 1, 2, yeah, there's the 3 right there, 3 extras. So, be back after this. Alright, I have everything off. It's still got some little surface rust here and there. I'm going to clean it up, put it in some Evaporust, do a light sand, prime and paint. That's it. I'm not going crazy. I'm not like sandblasting it or anything like that. This pot has me confused. I'm wondering if this is potentially a volume pot. So you could actually adjust the volume from the control panel. I don't know. I'm going to experiment with that. It's orange and red wires. I'm going to go look in the cabinet real quick. All right, a little bit before action here on the control panel overlay in this. I guess that goes underneath. This sandwiches in the instruction card. So I think like the instruction card's like this, and then it gets sandwiched in with that. Yeah, that's right. This instruction card has definitely seen better days. The other thing that I found was this. It says Mission X, just on an index card. I don't even know if that is a DECO game, but now I'm going to have to play it since it was probably in this cabinet. I got the joystick apart. I'm de-rusting the parts right now, but I wanted to show the restrictor plate. So that is a 4-way restrictor plate. It's plastic. This is I think a Sanwa joystick. And I'm going to disassemble this and de-rust the parts. There's just a little bit of rust right there, not a big deal. And clean it up, clean the joystick up. So that's it, before picture, and then I'll come back when I'm done. It's definitely got the same stuff, like, I don't know if it's paint or just dust, but it's gross on top of there. So I was doing multiple things, and I sprayed my goof off, which is pretty strong, but it's only on the non-screen side. And I just let it sit there, and I forgot about it. And when I came back, the stuff just came right off, as you can see. I mean, all that goop. I didn't even have to scrub or anything. I should have been doing that all along. Spray it, let it sit for a good 5 to 10 minutes maybe, as long as it's not in a dangerous area to damage art. And then it just took off all of that goop and crap that was all over this thing. Just like that. Alright, so I've been gone for a couple days, and I've put this heavy box here on top of this just to try to flatten it out, but it's still not perfect, as you can see here. Hopefully, if I push down, you can see it's kind of curved right there and right here. So I'm going to take my heat gun, heat it up with my heat gun, and then put the box back on top of it just to see if I can get it better. I'm not going to film everything. Just the interesting parts, hopefully. Okay, so I did heat it up, and I feel like it's better, but I don't really know now. After I left it out all night, it seems like it wants to go back to the shape it was in. If I look at it kind of like, you can kind of see it right there. My floor is a little dirty, but anyway, yeah, so it's still bent. Worse on that side. But I'm going to be done with this. I mean, I did it best I could. I heated up last night and messed with it for like on and off for an hour. So that's it. Put the joystick back together. Okay, so here we have our control panel. It's been painted and de-rusted and sanded, so it looks good on both sides. And then we got to put this on there, which is not perfect, the overlay. Whoops. Can't do two things at once. So now we got to put this on there as an example. I think, do I need to put the buttons on first? I think I do. I think I need to put the buttons in there first. So in the meantime, we'll assemble the joystick as much as we can. Got the joystick. Here's a little printout of it. And it's pretty interesting, actually. Let's see here. Right there, okay. So we got this thing here. Our ball, actually, I did sand it. It's still a little dull. I don't know if I should do more, or I could always get a new one. But here's this. Just has a little lock nut or nut on the bottom with a washer, and then the ball actually comes off as well. You can, this is a screw-on ball. It's a Sanwa controller. It says DLS5. I don't know if you can see that or not, but let's see. What am I gonna do? All right, hopefully I can just film this, whatever. Basically I have to put in this piece right here. Goes like that, and then this right there. You can see that. I don't know which way it officially goes. It goes that way. There's two ends. There's like a longer end. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. So I don't know which side goes up, but I am going to put it like that, with the longer side facing down, and then put in our, what is that part, number 6, nylon base. And then I know these are the screws. I think that's good. Okay, so we got that in there, and then this goes like this, and then there's a spring, and then there's this, but unfortunately you got to put the joystick handle through it at that point. And I need to do that from the control panel. So let me go ahead and do this part. We could put the restrictor plate. You can see it is 4-way. If you can see that. That uses these screws here. I guess. It was kind of crunchy before. Alright, so I have that. That looks correct. Goes like that. I'm wondering if I should put this in the control panel and then the joystick on. Yeah, let me see if I should do that. Alright, I got put in my buttons here. Oh, that's supposed to be blue. Already screwed up. The two yellow ones go over here. There's a little indentation. Yeah, like see the indentation on this is at the opposite side, so you can kind of only put the buttons in one way. Then the blue one goes up here. And these buttons, you can't really take them apart, it doesn't seem. Uh-oh. I don't want to mess them up. They're very, everything's like, I don't even know how you get them apart. I don't think you can. I tried to sand this one to get the scuff marks off the top of it. But it's kind of ground in there pretty good. Regardless. I can't figure out how to take them apart, so I just cleaned them up the best I could. And they definitely only go in one way. Because there's a little indentation here. Did I already say that? If you can see that indentation, you have to line that indentation with this part of the control panel. Yeah, I guess it's in there. Alright. So now what do? I don't have any more buttons. And I guess you could put the buttons in afterwards, but it's not that big of a deal. Hopefully I don't need to... Yeah, it kind of does. Oh, what the hell? Oh yeah, that's my control. Okay. Alright, so now let me put something like this just to hold it real quick. And joystick. Okay, gotcha. There's a couple to hold this joystick plate in. You put it like this. Then I need to put some screws through it. Let me come right back. Alright, anyway, so I don't think actually, since I can take the ball off, I don't think I need to actually use the control panel like that. So let me go ahead and put it just like I had it, which was this spring, this thing here, then I put this through here, I think I have it on the right spot. There we go. I'm almost thinking I should experiment with it the other way, but the next step would be to put this thingamajig on. And then what? Is there a washer that I'm missing? PW4. Feels like I'm missing a piece. I went ahead and reversed the little, what is that, number 5, the bearing, so the tall part is facing up, and it does make a big difference. Like, it makes it, it's kind of clicky now, but it springs back to the center, whereas before this thing was just like super loose. Like here there's friction. I don't know which way this thing is supposed to go actually now, but it's definitely a difference whether you put the bearing with the tall part facing up or you face it down. I would assume you'd want it to come like bounce back like that, right? So I'm gonna leave it like it is. I mean, once you get it into a position, you can roll it around pretty easy, but it's definitely like some resistance going up and down, which I think makes sense. The other way, it was kind of just flopping around in there. Yeah, this has got to be right. All right. Okay, so then we put this on, and we put this on a little washer, our lock nut, like that. And put in a restrictor plate. So it is kind of easy if you can get to this restrictor plate. I don't know if you can while it's in the game, but the fact you can take that ball off makes it a lot easier. I thought you had to have the whole control panel on, which would have really sucked. And if I have to take it apart again, no big deal. Yeah, I mean it wasn't bouncing back to center before, so it's got to be with the bearing long part facing up. It's got to be. All right, so we got that. Screw our ball on gently. And you can get a replacement ball. That's kind of cool because I think these balls, Paradise Arcade or somebody still actually sells these things, or at least similar parts. I think that would fit. Yeah, that's cool. Definitely seems like that's good. But this is a 4-way only, so. Alright, let me put the panel back together. Alright, well, I got it all back assembled. I mean, it looks good. I wish I could reprint that. I'm not an artist, or I don't know how to do digital art like that, so. But everything seems to be okay. Yeah, you definitely can't push those buttons through. I left the this rotary thing for the potentiometer. I left that off because I want to be able to adjust it in the game and see what's up. It is pretty slick, like how easy it is to change, you know, the joystick. You just unscrew 2 screws here, take this off without disconnecting the switches, and you could switch out to an 8-way joystick right there. And you can also replace this by just unscrewing this cover. Nothing else needs to come off. You unscrew this cover. I'll just show it real quick. Damn, that sucks. Take off that back plate. You know, take off your card. Put your new card in there. Your back plate. And you got a new game. Or new game instructions, which is kind of cool. So anyway, alright, so let me finish my monitor and get this thing back together. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean these up and then recap them. It shouldn't take me too long. Got a cap kit from Arcade Parts and Repair. Probably won't film it, you know, you've seen 100 cap kits. The other thing I did though is I did get some amp connectors so I could repin my video cable, and I might show that. Alright, everything's capped. I'm not going to test it on the bench. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the game, but just want to get a picture of the de-rusted metal parts, cleaned the boards, capped it. Hopefully it works, because it's going to suck if I have to troubleshoot this thing. And I'm not even going to mess with the B plus because I did not touch that pot, so it should be the same as it was before. I did deoxide all of these pots though, the brightness, and I'm sure I'll have to do some adjustments in the cab. Oh, one thing I was going to point out is you gotta be careful washing this tube. Thank God I didn't wash or soak this tube because the aqua dag was starting to flake off a little bit around here, so if you can see that. Alright, let me put it in the cabinet. Alright, here we go. I'm definitely nervous. First time powering up, first time. Oh, I hear something. I think the monitor's on. Bam! It's working. Nice, I have to adjust the focus and stuff. I think it might need to warm up too for the focus to work. Nice. Looks pretty good. I'm going to mess with the colors off camera. So hopefully that doesn't catch the music in the background, but I got the monitor in. I put 4 screws in. I'm only filming this because I didn't film taking it out. On the next piece is, it's got this black monitor surround like cardboard. I did not replace it. It's sagging a little bit. It doesn't look great. But that's okay. I try to dust it off as best I could. Now, there's a little bit of a lip at the bottom here, and I think that goes at the bottom, but I'm honestly not 100% sure. But I think it does go at the bottom just because it lines up better down there. And then put those in. Yeah, I don't know. I put the other 2 back in to hold the monitor. Maybe this thing only had 2. I don't think I lost any. I mean, it's got 6 holes, but no idea. My arm's in the way, but whatever. Alright, so that's in there. I already cleaned the monitor. Then this goes on there. I'm going to use some blue masking tape. Be right back. Right. And then last goes the bezel, which I thought I cleaned, but it might be the best I did. It is, I don't know. And then that fits right in that little slot. I'll clean it real quick. Still had some dirt on it. Let's see what the... Damn, how do you get the thing out of there? There we go. Yeah, I think it just has some rub marks on it, so it is what it is. There we go. All right. And that's on. So now I just need to do the control panel, I think. All right, it's working. Got everything on. And I figured, since I had never played Mission X, I don't even know what it is, but we had that little dumb Well, you can't see it, can you? We had that card that was sitting on the instruction card location. I figured we'll play Mission X real quick. Oh damn! I gotta move this a little bit. Go. See if this works. All right, Mission X. Never played it before. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think the monitor, I have it adjusted mostly. I think I need to adjust the vertical or horizontal size. There's a couple things on there. It says Mission X right there. All right. Let's see. Low flying bomb run. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh my gosh. Do I have to dive or something? Oh, I suck. I don't know. It looks like it goes up. You have to keep... Oh my god. Alright, so if you pull back, you're further up in the air, and if you push down, you're closer. So, what the hell? I don't know what's going on. It seems like it just wants to... Yeah, if you don't press anything, it'll climb, I guess. So you have to constantly be pressing forward. Whoops. Obviously, you don't want to go too far forward. Alright, that's game. That's Mission X. And the camera's not syncing with the little frequency there, so I don't know. But Data East... Lock and chase, DECO cabinet. I pretty much have everything back together. There's a couple odds and ends that I'll put back together. Let me turn on the light. I could not, this is not the volume. I have no idea what that does, that pot. It's wired directly to the PCB, I believe. So, I don't know what it's for. Honestly, no idea what that pot's for. So if anybody watches this can tell me, that'd be great. Otherwise, cabinet is done. And I suck. Everything's back together, so that's it, guys. Lock and chase. I'm excited to have it done. 3 weekends and I'm kind of burned out on it, actually, so cheers.